So you think you need a newsletter? Some communicators have shared that the reason why they have created a newsletter in the past was that a supervisor has asked them to communicate their team's or office's news in a newsletter. Other communicators were talked into working on a newsletter when they saw other offices having their own World Vision newsletters. And they thought to themselves, why not us? Next time you think you need a newsletter, take a moment and think it through. Newsletters are not always the best choice for communicators. Newsletters provide one-way communication only and do not allow for engagement or interaction. Regular and fresh content created for newsletters takes time, as do approval processes. And investment is needed in measuring outcomes, not just how many people read, but what they do as a result. Still, there are good things about newsletters. They provide consistent flow of information to staff, and they can be shared with a large number of people, including virtual staff and those in remote locations. Rushing into working on a newsletter without considering the desired behaviors and outcomes you aim for contributes to an overload of information and more noise, which makes your newsletter easily ignored by readers. So before you create a newsletter, take into account these considerations. Know your goal and who you want to reach. Know your audience, how they currently receive information, whether they suffer from an overload of information, and whether there are existing channels that you can use for your message. At this point, you can ask yourself whether a newsletter is the right choice for you. If your answer is yes, then what are the three main messages that should be at the heart of your communications? Choosing key messages helps you filter through the abundance of information you have so that you do not overwhelm your audience. Key messages help you identify the most important thing to say. They are clear, they are concise, and they are specific. They keep your communications focused. And remember that communicating once is not enough. Messages should be transmitted in three different ways to get through to audiences. So if you're sending out a newsletter, consider communicating your messages in other ways as well, like through multimedia, blogs, and leadership briefings. Next thing to consider is to involve others in order to multiply your efforts. Don't go solo. Partnering with others creates champions for your communications and ensures your newsletter runs smoothly and is widely accepted among your audience. Next consideration, make sure you are adding value. The Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw once said that the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. In order not to fall in this trap, set indicators to help you know that your goal is being achieved, so that you know you are making the right impact. This way, you measure how close you are to achieving your target, building on your strengths, and informing your work. Measurement, when used correctly, leads to success. Lastly, consider taking your newsletter online. Contact Marianne Albina, Staff and Leadership Engagement Manager with Partnership Communications, to explore new opportunities such as blogs, workflows, languages, social media, and measurement. And among many other things, an ability to keep your information up to date. And take note that WP Central upgrade to SharePoint 2013 is bringing more interactive tools for communicators to use to increase engagement with staff. Once you finish watching this video, you may complete the workbook that came with it to ensure that you are using a newsletter when it serves you best. And good luck.